Welcome everyone back to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Sodacast, and at this point, we already know the deal. It's me, it's a guest, it's me, it's a guest, it's me, it's a guest, and I've been bringing on a lot of influencers recently. But this time around, I decided I'm going to bring on someone that I knew personally, actually way back before the Sodacast era, even before my insurance era. So please allow me to introduce the man, the myth, the weeaboo, Kadukun.
Close enough. Close enough. What's going on, dude? What's going on?
How you doing?
Thank you for
man?
having. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, my friend. Thank you for having me.
Of course, you definitely are sticking to the weeaboo aspect right now. Thank you for
Wait,
having me.
Yes, but this is just how I talk, though. Not even the weeaboo.
Well,
This is just how I talk.
everyone, this is a Kadukun. It's so weird to say your name, man. To say your influencer name, because I've only ever called you by your real name.
Name, yeah, and I understand that. So it's like I get it. You know, if it slips and my real name slips, it's fine. I'm not really hiding it. It's just, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get the vibe going with the influencer one.
It's just so weird. It's different because if I meet someone online and I'm gonna naturally call them their username because that's what I officially knew them as. I knew you as, well, I mean, I don't want to raw dog you right now, but
I hate that you use that terminology. That terminology alone. Oh my god, raw dog, crazy.
I mean, come on, let's not act like you haven't used that term before.
I have used it unintentionally in the wrong context too many times when I least expect it.
Well, before we get straight into the sex, let's go ahead and lube up just a little bit. Let's do a little bit of foreplay here. You already know I like to have my little icebreaker, my little spit on the pussy, rub that shit out type of shit.
Nice.
Let's go ahead and play the $13 game. My friend, do you know how this game works?
I know it very well, yes. I know it very, very well.
So, for everyone that's just tuning in now, let's say this might be your first episode. This is a game of wits, a game of mental challenges where two men or women or anything in between go head to head and try to figure out each other's soda. And both of us have a large amount of money. How much, you might be asking? $13. So much money. Now, Kadukun, I present you the option. Would you like to guess my soda first, or do you want me to guess yours?
I'll guess yours first, because I don't think you're going to get mine at all. Not even a little
Interesting.
bit.
Interesting. You can ask me for hints, by the way.
Okay, so you're a Florida man, just like me.
Correct.
So let's see. So there could be different places. There could be different locations. It could be Walmart, could be Publix, could be the corner store, could be 7-Elevens, many different places. But as far as I'm concerned, you are a man of culture. As far as I'm concerned, I've met some of your little tiny friends in real life. When one may be a little bit Asian, one might be a little bit Hispanic, but it's fine. We'll see. Let's see if we can make that connection. So it could be basic bitch. We can go Sprite, Coke, but doesn't tell me. No, you don't tell me you're a Coke man. Nothing tells me. You don't give me the essence of a Coke man. Maybe Sprite if you feel like you get a nice little burn in the back of your throat. You give me a little bit of a vodka, tequila, whiskey. Am I leaning towards whiskey? Okay, we got whiskey, so we got a nice little burn in the back of the throat. So maybe it could be Sprite. Or it could be maybe you're more cultured like myself. Maybe you're a Dr. Pepper guy. Maybe you're a little bit leaning towards maybe you're a fake Pepsi. You might be whatever the case. So I'm gonna give a strong guess. Because in the last episode you did the Publix cola, which is a throw off because not many people don't know about Publix. They don't know about the pub subs. So I would assume you would not come back with the same soda. But then again, you could flip it on me and come back with the same soda. So what I'm gonna try, what I'm leaning on, what my mind is telling me to go towards, I want to say, I feel like you might have went back for the Publix. I feel like you did because
Okay,
it's
so
just a
you think
little
the
bit easier, it's
brand
a little bit simpler.
you think the
It might
brand
be
is Publix?
I think it might be Publix, or because he did Publix Cola, you might try to throw me off and
Okay.
go to Coke,
Uh-huh.
Pepsi, or Dr. Pepper. So I'm gonna go. I think I think you're lazy like me. If something tells me you're a little bit lazy like me after a whole hard day's work, after you're doing your new job now. So I think you got the Publix Cola again. You got it twice. You went back to it.
Okay. Okay. You think it what flavor though? Remember, you got to guess the exact flavor.
The flavor. I forget there's different flavors. Let's go with, you know what? Maybe because I believe they might have the lemon lime one. I think there's a lemon lime one. I believe there is one. So I'm gonna say lemon lime. So I'm gonna say
So you
lemon
think it's
lime, Publix Cola.
okay. Okay.
Final
okay.
answer. Locking it in.
So, Matt, I'm going to tell you right now. You are close. But unfortunately,
Oh, okay.
you didn't get it right. Now, I will tell you, it was from Publix. I did buy it from Publix.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you did mention lemon lime. It is a similar color to lemon lime. But unfortunately, for this thing, I brought on this thing.
Dang. My culture? Really? That's crazy. That's wild. And it's funny too. I said you're a cultured man. Oh no, I'm offended.
You literally
No.
had it, bro. You
I
had it.
I was like, my mind was telling me something there. Okay.
You
I was
mentioned
close, though.
cultured.
I was dangerously close though. I was dangerously
You were
close.
dangerously close. I said, what would be a soda that would remind me of good old Look, I can't. That would remind me. You wanna fuck it. We've been lubing up enough. You know, if it hurts a little bit while I'm going in dry, just let me know. But I thought Matt here, I thought his soda, I thought it would suit you well. So I got Ting sparkling grapefruit.
Grapefruit soda. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I haven't drank Ting in a long time, so understandable.
It
Wasn't the first thought. I drank it a lot, but it's one of those things where it's like, I would have to be in the mood to get it. So usually it's like, because before when I was in Jamaica, I would drink it a lot, like all the time, like every chance that I get. When I came here and I'm like, it's all in access, and I started getting a job when I could always start buying it more, and I'm like, okay. We got to dial back.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I bought this one because I knew that you were Jamaican. I did a full entire background check on you. I'm not sure if you heard not sure if you heard some of the previous episodes. I can find out your social security number. So,
yeah. You tested this in person when we met at SuperCon, and I wanted to drop kick you. I wanted to cave your chest in person. I didn't.
You didn't.
No, because obviously I'm not trying to.
No, because you realize you realize you didn't want to get hurt because you understand that I'm a natural born fighter and that I would have killed you with one punch, like One Punch Man.
Yeah, One Punch Man. Yeah, One Punch Man. Yeah,
I mean, facts. I think so.
I agree. Maybe I might fail. I might lose. I'm a little bit frail. That's true. Like it's a tad bit frail, so I might lose. It's fair enough.
As you're built like a big fucking silverback gorilla, like I even said it, bro. Like, I said that you were built like a gorilla when I saw you.
This is skin and bone.
For all the audio listeners, I am talking to a silverback gorilla right now, and I just realized how racist that's going to come off as.
But it's not even that. It's not even that because like my dad has said the same thing.
Oh, okay.
My
All right,
dad,
cool.
so it's not even perceived as that. People have explained that they said, "Oh, I have the physique of like, or at least the frame of a gorilla or like a big monkey," and I'm like, okay. At this
I
point, I
take.
can't even see it as racist anymore. I take it as a compliment, at least to
I
a
was
certain
gonna
degree. And I'm
say.
like, okay, cool. I take it as a little bit of a compliment. So I'll take it that. I'm not trying to be as big as a gorilla in the
I
next few
mean,
months, but yeah, but fair enough.
if I were you, I would.
I mean, I understand. I understand. I see the appeal, but it's like I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see what it's like on the smaller side a little bit because I've been mostly big for most of my life. So I'm like, okay, let me dial it back a little bit. Let me see what this lean life feel like. It's a little bit
Damn.
difficult, but
Uh
I get there.
huh.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Interesting.
Get a little bit of whatever I can get out of it. All right,
Well, buddy,
your
since
turn.
you couldn't guess my ting, it's time for me to guess your ting. I'm really rolling with this pun.
Understandable. What's funny with mine, I mean, you can
Mm-hmm.
same thing, you can ask questions. I feel like I might have cheated a little bit, but technically it is a soda, so
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. So you're already answering questions for me before I'm even asking. I like how you didn't even ask me any questions. You were just
fair
instantly like,
enough, yeah.
you were like, I know you go to Publix. I seen your previous episodes, so I saw that you bought Publix brand before, and you just took a guess. You didn't even try to figure it out. You were that confident, and you failed that hard. I can
Hey
respect it though.
man.
I can respect it though. But I am now going to show my superiority by guessing your soda. So right off the bat, you said it's kind of like you're cheating. So when we talk about sodas and cheating, it would have to be a soda that's not really a soda. So the direction that I want to take, especially since you're talking about leaning down, you want to take a healthier lifestyle to this. But you also said you're a Dr. Pepper enjoyer. So that is automatically on the table right there. But I'm not going to immediately say Dr. Pepper because I feel like that would be too obvious. But you also did mention Sprite a few too many times for my liking there. So I definitely think that's on the table. So, and I'm getting more of a reaction out of you. For all the audio listeners, Matt, he smirked a little bit more on that one. I think we're getting somewhere with it. But if I had to think something healthy that would be soda related, I would definitely think some kind of sparkling water. But I'm not too sure. But I'm definitely labeling it down to the three. So we're at Sprite, Dr. Pepper, and sparkling water. Now, sparkling water is technically considered a soda to some. On the podcast, would I say it is? No, not really. So if you did bring on sparkling soda or sparkling water, kicked. Episode ends. Never airs. Just dives in the abyss. If you all are hearing this right now, that means he didn't bring on a sparkling water. If I had to take a guess, just because I'm limiting it down to the three, I would say that you brought on... I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to say Publix sparkling water, the one with the blue wrapper. That's the one that I'm sticking with.
So fair assumption. And you are on the right path. And you actually are not too far off. However, I didn't get it from Publix. Unfortunately, I got it from Walmart.
No!
So the brand you're thinking
Fuck.
of, not exactly the same. But it just looks like the episode's gonna have to end because it is sparkling water.
I called it!
It's sparkling water, but it's the clear American sparkling water.
I swear to God, I called it. I fucking called it. I got it right. I demand my $13.
You got it right, but not the right one.
No!
Not the right brand.
Fuck! God damn it! Fuck,
You were
bro.
close. You were close.
I
You
was
were
so
dangerously
close.
You would have succeeded. You would have won. But
Fuck.
I was like, Publix is a little bit too obvious. I have to go somewhere that's a little bit too common. So I decided to go with Walmart. Because Walmart, because I will say, because this right here, this has been like my saving grace for like the last few months. Because I'm like, I like drinking water, but then sometimes I'm like, man, I really want to drink soda, but I don't feel like drinking all that sugar, and I don't feel like
God
drinking
damn.
Diet Coke. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just start trying this brand. I just tried it on a whim, and now I can't stop drinking it. And even better, it's like about what? It's not sponsored, obviously, but like 75 cents each bottle, man.
Shit. I mean, that's
I
a
can buy
deal.
I could buy 10 bottles and my bank account doesn't hurt. Come on, bro. Like I have like a few other bottles in the house, bro. Come on.
Must be fucking nice, bro. This ting cost me like $4.
Exactly. What I've been out here drinking my sparkling water and my normal water for weeks. Like, don't get me wrong, I like my soda. I love my sodas, but when you start going up to like $3, $4, hey man, I will buy you like every other 2 weeks or something. Hell, maybe not even 2 weeks. Like,
soda
really, bro?
should not be that expensive, man. It really shouldn't. That's just
It really shouldn't, but I remember when it used to be like $1.25, man. $1.25. Max like $2. Or $2 would probably be like the Starbucks Frappuccino drinks or something.
Yeah.
But then now each soda is cost like it's like $3 something or $2.50 or $3 something. I'm like, really? I'm like, Ting's now. Ting, it doesn't surprise me. Ting's like $4 because Ting is like, international drink. It's like, oh, it's foreign, it's fire, it's gonna be great for you. I mean, bro, the random dude down the street in Jamaica probably sells it for like 25 cents. I don't know what are you doing.
True. But it comes in a glass bottle though, so
it comes
quality.
in a bottle, so I'll give them that. Manufacturing costs, fine, whatever, overhead costs.
But honestly though, wait, did you start drinking sparkling water? I know because of the price, but did you also start drinking it because I was right, because you were trying to stay on on a specific diet type of thing?
I was not really saying a specific diet. Because I just so used to drinking it. I just got so used to drinking it, and I was just like, I didn't feel like buying like a. I was like, listen, I could buy Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper, but I feel like that'd be too easy. I got to do something to throw them off just a little bit, bit.
But I practically got it.
Close to it. You practically got it. So I'm like, dang, it didn't even work.
You can't say. I want you to tell every future guest right now that's listening to this, every future guest that's going to come onto the podcast, I want you to tell them that I did the fucking research. I know everything about them. He did
the research. Yes, he did the research. He did his homework, and he almost got it from just with me trying to get to bamboozle him. So listen, give him his credit. You have to come in with whatever your own thing. I almost wanted. It was funny too. I almost wanted to walk in with like one of the obscure Japanese sodas, like the Beyond brand. But I'm just like.
And notice how I called you a weeaboo. That was on the table.
Listen, but the reason why was because of not even because of the weeaboo aspect. Because I remember when I first went to a Korean barbecue spot, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got Japanese sodas." I'm like, "Okay, cool. What kind you got?" They're like, "Oh, we got milk soda." I'm like, "Milk."
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean milk? They're like, yeah, we got milk soda. And I was so tempted to try it, but I was too scared because I'm like, that sounds disgusting. I'm not going to comprehend or entertain that thought. I'm going home.
I've had it, but I refuse to elaborate on it until I bring it onto the podcast. It doesn't exist until it comes onto the podcast.
Fair
doesn't
enough.
exist.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I might bring it another time, but yeah.
Whoa, bold of you to assume that you'll be invited on again.
Oh, well, I have to assume. I'm putting it into the ether. I'm putting it into the universe. What they call it? What did the Instagram thoughts call it? Manifesting into the manifesting into the
Instagram thoughts.
Instagram.
Now,
I
Matt.
mean women. I mean women. I mean women.
Yeah.
I mean women. I mean women. I mean women. Okay.
Too late. Already canceled. Big bad. You're big
I'm
bad.
already
You're
dead.
evil.
I'm already dead.
Yeah.
I'm already dead.
I mean,
I'm already.
bro, I like to say it, like every single episode I make, I feel like just gets me closer and closer to being canceled because, like, thing is, right? I literally at the beginning of this just called you a silverback gorilla, and that could be taken so easily out of context. Like, you're black.
Context. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I'm just going to take that clip and I'm going to put it on my Instagram and say, look, this YouTuber called me a silverback gorilla. Cancel him right there. You know what's funny? Just put it right there. And then I'll leave it out of context for like half a day. Then I'll be like, just kidding, guys. It's a joke. I promise.
No, tell them to go listen to the full episode. Tell them to listen to the full episode.
You guys should go totally listen to the full episode. This guy was so racist to me the whole podcast. He was so evil. Bro, this dude is the most evilest dude on planet Earth. I promise you. Listen to this podcast. Cancel him, everything. Next thing you know, you got like 10,000 views, and people like sending hate comments. But guess what? Now you
honestly, I'd respect it. I'd clap you up, bro. Like, not clap you up like that, but like I'd clap you up. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, unless you want to.
No. There is only what's it called? I'm calling him. I do not. I was gonna say something that a friend told me ages ago, and I refuse to repeat it. I'm not gonna say that. I take it back. I was like, only meat valleys, bro. Only meat valleys. I refuse. There is no meat cannons, no meat sticks. Only meat valleys.
Interesting.
Only meat valleys. A meat valley. That sounds so disgusting.
Listen, man, you should be speaking about you being black, man.
Being black? Yeah. I don't even consider myself black, though. I'm not black, though.
Okay. But hear me out, right? You're black. Mm-hmm. I brought you on for. I know I originally told you episode 22 because technically you're originally supposed to be episode 19, which we'll get to in a minute. But I said, I thought about it and I was like, let me save you for episode 23 because it's actually been a little while. I'm not sure if you've watched or listened to all my episodes consistently, or at least the majority of them. I brought on a few, darker skin complexion people. All right, black people. I don't know why I didn't just say that.
Just call them what's it called? BIPOC. BIPOC. That's the right word, right? BIPOC.
What is that? What is a BIPOC?
It's a fuck. I'm not gonna be a good representative if I don't remember it. Wait. It's okay, BIPOC. POC is person of color. I forgot what the BI stands for. Fuck.
Black individual person of color?
Black indigenous. There we go. Black indigenous person of color.
Whoa. Wait, real quick. Spell indigenous.
No.
You can't spell it. You can't fucking spell it.
No, I refuse. Okay, here's the thing. It's not like I can't spell it. I just know I'm going to mess up because spelling sucks for me. I've always sucked at spelling. To this day, I suck at spelling. And I know I'm going to mess up. I know the word and I'm going to... You could tell me to spell... what's a word I can easily fuck up? Commute. And I might mess up the word. I might just put one M instead of two. And I'll be like, what happened? We passed... kindergarten.
There's only one M in commute, by the way.
No, it's not. Don't do that to me,
bro. There's only one M in commute.
Okay, see now you've proven my point. I can't spell.
But hear me out, right? It is Black History Month. Now you're saying that you don't really see yourself as black, but you are technically black. I kind of thought it would be like, Happy Black History Month, everyone.
Okay. So, yes, Happy Black History Month, of course. No, I'll pull respect on the black homie names. R.I.P. my boy MLK, R.I.P. my boy Malcolm X, whoever.
He was done dirty. They were done dirty, bro.
He was done dirty. He was caught lacking, bro. He got domed. He wasn't needed to be. He got domed.
Oh my! You did not just say Martin Luther King just got domed, bro.
Did he not get domed though?
Oh my
God. That was not necessary. Listen, RP, bro. Respect to the big homie. Respect to the big homie. The title
for this episode is going to be my most racist episode yet.
Because of me?
Because of you, bro.
Because of me?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of me or because of you. I don't know who's being more racist right now.
But not even that. Okay, but that's not even racist. It's not hatred. Look, I know I have big respect for Martin Luther King and his story. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I'm not because there's no point in me not being able to live my life joking about that stuff. Okay,
Mm,
like they can get
yeah.
mad by all means, but that's just how I live my life. I talk to the homies a lot of the times like this. Now, obviously, it's you know, uh, group chat behavior, so I'm keeping it to a minimum. Don't get me wrong. I'm aware
I don't know. I
that
feel like I'm bringing it out of you right now.
Oh no, you are not. Not even a little bit. Not you might get some of it, but not all of it. Enough of it. But
Well, I mean, me and you used to be homies.
yeah, we're homies. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not afraid to do it. Like if it was cameras off, different situation. If we are talking about this is going on to the internet, if I ever pop off for whatever reason, and then I see Twitter, my name starts trending, I'll be like, oh no, what did they find? It's like, oh no, they found it. It's
Oh
time.
no.
I'm cooked. It's finished. Did I have my bread yet? No. Okay, I'm still poor. We need to do damage control. But it's like no, but like when I say okay, let me not say like okay. When I say black, it's like more of like I've never really like mixed in with the black crowd per se,
Cloud,
because
black cloud. That's called. That's called
Black
a.
Cloud,
That's called a storm.
Naruto, Black Cloud Vision, Black Cloud Village.
Tell me that you're a fucking weeb without telling me you're a weeb.
Listen, man, I'll make references to that. That's the most content. Well, Naruto, anime, comics, whatever. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I never really fit into that crowd when I moved here from Jamaica. It was never like, oh, because like the whole things like some things that people relate to in the black community, like putting bags of sugar in Kool-Aid. That we're like, we didn't do that when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But Jamaicans are like, we're gonna look at you like, why are you wasting the sugar? Why y'all waste the sugar for this one jug of juice? Just stop putting the whole packet. Just put piece of the packet. Like in the house, I'm so used to having seeing like small bits of rolled up Kool-Aid packets because they only use bits and pieces of the Kool-Aid. Apparently, when I
Yeah.
moved here, people would just be using the whole packet. I'm like, what do you mean you use the whole packet? It's a powerful mixture. Don't do that. And then they start pouring bags of sugar and everything. I'm like, no wonder your blood pressure is high. Why are you questioning? Stop it. Like
Get some
I'm
help.
not. I was like, get some help. Drink water. You don't need Kool-Aid anymore. But it's like I never really like mixed in the group. So I never really called myself black. Or even then I don't even call myself African American per se.
Mm-hmm.
Because I only do it like maybe for like job like application. And even then sometimes I just put other just for shits and giggles. Even the job I have now, like I put other. They don't even know they didn't know I was gonna be black until they
I
interviewed
thought
me.
you
And
were
they're
about to
like,
say they still don't know that you're black.
imagine I just go in with like a bunch of lotion all over my face and I just walk in with
They look at you.
no lotion and baby powder just all over, and I'm like, I'm here guys, I'm here for my first day. My name is Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. God damn. Funny enough, where I work at, I actually have a Bartholomew in my office, and like he is not black.
Oh my god, yeah, see, exactly,
Yeah.
see, I know what I'm doing, so I can fit in to the crowd easily. But it's like even so, like funny enough is like I know good and well that people would tell me like, oh, you don't sound black.
Uh huh.
Obviously if I was like, I'm pretty sure there's probably some people in the audio version that come probably like, this is not a black dude, there's no way, he talks too proper, he talks too
Nah, nah,
too
nah, 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 nah.
clean.
Nah.
You'd be bro. It was okay. No, obviously it was mostly from other black people. I've never heard it from really from other like white people or Hispanic people or whatever. It's mostly from other black people. A lot of times they'd be saying like, "Look, you talk like a white person. Why is that?" And I'm like, "Bro, I've been talking like this since I was able to speak. My parents put me in phonics. I was forced to learn English. There was no improper English going to be formed after I left the country. There was no way." So, and it was funny enough. It was like when I moved here and they're like, "Oh, they don't have phonics." I'm like, "How y'all not have phonics?" No wonder you guys are asking questions like caramel and caramel. I'm like, I want to slap you in the back of the head. Why are
So
you
wait, how do you
talking?
pronounce it?
It's just caramel. It's not
Okay, cool.
caramel or it's not. It's
GIF
just
or GIF?
caramel.
GIF or
Uh,
GIF?
that one's stupid. That's a meme name. So it would just be GIF. It wouldn't. I say GIF. I say GIF because that's just what I'm used to. But I know it's a GIF. I know I switch between GIF and GIF because I'm like either way it doesn't really do anything to me because technically it will still work in the English aspect. But most of the time I say GIF. Most of the time I say GIF.
I
I
hate
say
you.
GIF. Hey man, I'm just speaking from
Podcast canceled.
the
Get out of here.
English language, the dictionary, phonics. Y'all don't know what phonics is. If you for the just in case if you don't know what is phonics, it's the class of grammar. That's literally it. They teach you how to pronounce words, how to say words, like words that you probably would think be weird to say. That class teaches you it, and then they moved you to spelling in other classes so that you can actually see how to write the words out. So I was surprised America didn't have that shit when I moved here, and I was like, no wonder you niggas are failing.
Well, I don't
ah,
know about you, brother, but I had phonics.
okay, but maybe when I moved here, I didn't know that was like a thing. Like, I didn't know because granted, I moved here when it was in elementary school. Because when I was in school, because the school system in Jamaica is so weird compared to when I was at the equivalent of fifth grade when I left. So when I moved here, I was in not fifth grade. Ah, like fourth grade, fourth grade or something. And when I
Mm,
moved here, it would be considered okay, you're in elementary school, kinda. And then we will give you some tests and stuff, and then we'll see if you start moving towards either middle school or faster through elementary school. And I went to elementary school. I had to repeat a grade because I failed because I moved in when the FCAT was starting, so I failed the FCAT. And I was still there. So I was in elementary, so I was a year older from people, and so I was there for about 2-ish, 3-ish years. Then I went to middle school and then so
yeah.
on. So I was just like at that point I didn't think like there was classes similar to phonics until I got to middle school when they started doing things like, oh, there's uh poetry, English literacy, blah 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 blah, and then they started actually using it for other stuff. It was just like the only reason
Yeah.
I asked them like, how come you guys don't have phonics, is because people started having the conversation like caramel or caramel or dumbass questions like, is water wet? And I'm just like, I want to drop kick you. Listen, listen, I'm not having the argument. It gets me angry. It physically gets me upset because I'm like, every time who tries to defend water is wet, I want to cave their chest in person, frame one, no resistance, no lube, nothing. In, straight in, chest in.
You're a fucking animal. You're a fucking animal, Matt. If I'm keeping it a buck, I really came into this podcast episode being like, I wonder what we're gonna talk about. Like outside of like our history about like how we met and all that. Like I wonder what else we're gonna talk about. Like we could talk a little bit about like what you did online and like a little bit more about that. We're so far 33 minutes into this episode, and I'm like, damn. I haven't even asked you. I know how we met. Do you remember how we met? Like, that's part of my thing. And, like, we're over here 30 minutes in. I still haven't had the chance to ask you. I've been like, when is the right time to flow into that? But no, you just been
That's just
dogging
me.
it. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. Trust me. I love it when a guest comes on here. It hasn't happened yet, but it is my biggest fear of if I ever bring a guest on and I have so much hope for them and they just sit there and they're just like,
Silence, quiet, yeah,
and
and stare.
they wait for me to ask them a question like, "Hey Matt, how's your day today?
Good, it's fine.
What did you do?"
I went to work and almost killed myself. That's what happened.
Interesting. Let's talk about that. Why'd you almost feel Why'd you feel like doing that?
I see what you mean. It's like
That's my
the
biggest fear.
yeah, no, I get that. It's like because I had the because I've had a pod well had I still have it. I just haven't uploaded it into a while. I do have a podcast as well. I just have been
Mm.
waiting for the right time to actually start going back to it. And the podcast when I first did it was it was for me and a group of the homies that we would just at the time when we were super into reading manga, watching anime at the time actively, and we would just like talk the shit about that on the podcast. The first time we did, and the first two times, you know, it was fun, it was cool, but then it gets very uh hectic. The fear at the time was like, oh, it was very hectic and no one could understand what's happening. Where's the conversation going? It's going to get lost. So I was like, okay, maybe I can start doing something where it's like a one person thing, like how you did like in the very beginning when it was just you talking to the camera. And I did
Yeah.
one, and I did something similar because I was talking about a comic I read that I thought was dog water, and I was just talking about, and it was fine. I enjoyed it. It was whatever. But it's like imagine if I had somebody else and they were just sitting there not saying anything. I would feel absolutely horrible because at first I'm like talking, and then eventually I'll become aware of it mid conversation. I'll be like, oh, I think I should slow down. Oh, I should pause. Oh, that's not good. They're not saying anything. Why are they saying anything? That's not good.
You
I tried to bring them in, and it's like, help
you
me.
just you just gotta find the right guess, and it's also like you just gotta, I don't know, like I always have like a preface. I don't know if that's the right word. Preface. I just always I've always been told I have a knack for just somehow keeping a conversation flowing. And
Mhm.
that's why I got into sales. But it's like every single guest I've brought on, thankfully I've been able to, all right, cool. If I notice you don't talk as much, I'll just control the conversation. I'll lead us to the
Mhm.
next thing and to the next thing. I'll get answers out of you. I won't get it as like kind of like how you're just going off on a fucking tangent, which I love. I love.
Mhm.
Keep it up, buddy. But it's just like, you know, I have a knack for doing that, and it's like not everybody, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to apologize in advance. I don't know if you've heard the episodes where I've been like, oh, my podcast is so great. It's so much better compared to other people's small podcasts that just have like a specific topic that they talk about where they bring on the same guests. I don't know if you ever heard
No,
me say that.
I think I've heard one before, and I was just like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No,
it's like, I get it. I get the thought process behind it, but it's like you want to have pride in the stuff you do. I get it. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong. Like it's a one way to keep pride of it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're saying like, oh, I know I'm the better aspect. You might find
I mean, I
different.
am.
Oh yeah, of course, naturally, of
I
course,
mean, how
naturally,
many
yes.
episodes have you had out?
Okay, of course, I'm not gonna look good because I only have one. I only have one, and it's been out since I want to say
6 years.
2022. It's like 2 years,
Six,
like two
six
years
years.
max.
No. Was it?
6 years?
Yeah.
I have to check. I have no idea.
It's
It's
an
not
old
six
ass
years.
video.
It's not 6 years. It's a video. It's the one where I was doing it by myself when I was talking about the comic. That's the only one I remember I have left, unless I privated it because I was clearing it out to actually start doing
I
different episodes
remember
on it.
listening to one of the episodes with you and your friends.
I don't. You might have back in like when we first met, or was like
I don't remember. I just remember it was like
the one with
roughly
my
around six
friends.
years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know which one you're talking about. That one, yeah, is like about 6 years old. That one is about 6 years old,
Look at
and
me telling me you're trying to prove
that
me wrong.
that
Remember, I
one is about
guessed your
6 years old.
soda.
But I
I guessed it.
privated that one. I was like that one. I privated it because I was like, okay, because I'm like I like this episode. It was cool. It's fun, but it's just
Yeah.
madness, fucking madness. I need to reassess, figure out how I'm gonna actually do this stuff. But it's it's podcast because the thing is like podcasting is something that as of nowadays is very like saturated in terms of content. So it's
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah, it's very saturated in content. So to present yourself as unique as possible, I mean it's great, it's doable, but then of course you're gonna be running to people who are gonna try and compare it to the top higher ones. So it makes sense when people do like, oh, they specify onto a specific niche. They stick on to, oh, I'm going to stick on talking about murder history, or I'm going to talk about comedy, or I'm going to talk about this, or they might do like like flagrant with Andrew Schultz, and they just do goofy, funny shit, and they just bring people on and do goofy, funny shit there and talk about random shit. Then yeah, sure, it's doable, and it's possible for the podcast to pop off randomly in one day just for
Yeah.
just doing whatever. So it's like there's no real way to say it's like, oh, this is better or is not better. Just whichever one you want to go for, you just kind of land and go for it. Because podcasts like this, you might be like, oh, I want to like figure out who's up and coming. I want to learn about people who are making content now, but they only have maybe like a few hundred subscribers or 200 subscribers, and they're trying to get their way in. And oh look, this guy Soda Cat brought this guy in. I would love to fucking hear this dude
Yeah.
out. Oh shoot, Soda Cat, I got the channel too. Fuck it, I'm gonna tap in here as well. And
Yeah.
it's a fun aspect of, behind that. So either way, it works. So
Well, okay. Let me. Okay. Here's my big issue with, because as I just told you, right? My issue was I don't like the idea of small podcasts that have a specific niche, and usually it's just either them by themselves or them and one other person. The reason why that irks me, right, is because, as I've always said, if you go back and listen to any of my episodes where I bring that up, it is always the same thing. It goes for 10 to 15 episodes at most, and then it dies out. We're so far here right now at episode 23, and the majority of my episodes have all been new guests. I brought on guests back here and there, but it's always someone new. And let me tell you, just to clarify, doing it your way is so much easier, where if you just talk about a specific niche and bring on the same person, or it's just you, I think it can get boring if you don't go about it the right way. But I definitely think it's a lot easier. Like, let me tell you, man, thankfully I've been in a position where I used to stream. I've met a lot of other influencers. Obviously, I've known you before influencing, which we still need to talk about. But I'm just over here like, okay, at a certain point, I'm eventually going to run out of guests. I need to continue to find more guests, because the whole entire point is this podcast would not work and will stop working the moment I can't bring on new guests. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. I understand
Which
that.
is
But then
stressful.
which is stressful. That's what I was going to say, but it's also part. So I can see your gripe with the ones who do the niche ones when they go to 10 episodes and they eventually die off because the content got boring to them, which happens because that's happens with YouTubers. People who just have gaming content and they do straight playing the same game for years and years and years. And yeah, they may be known and popular behind it, but then eventually, yeah, they're performing for it, but behind closed doors, they're sick of it. They're tired of the game. They want to play other games. They want to do other stuff. Like look at the big YouTubers like Jacksepticeye,
There we
Markiplier,
go.
Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie. They've said it multiple times when they were growing and they were growing super big. They got sick of a lot of those games. PewDiePie
Yeah.
was the Amnesia guy, and then every time a new Amnesia game came out, they're like, Pews, when are you gonna jump on this? And he's like, but I'm playing, this game right here. Let's have fun with this game. Yeah, but the new Amnesia game, we got to get back to the Amnesia memes. And so it's like, bro, like it gets boring for them, and then eventually they don't want to do the gaming content anymore. So they start doing side content, other content, and eventually they just branch their content out to whatever they want to upload. So
Yeah.
for them, yeah, I can see why that can become irksome for because they could be a popular podcasting channel for just say murder mysteries, but if they
Yeah.
only pinpoint on that one topic, they have to find a way to make it new every single time. So like prime example for you, if you're bringing in new guests is fine. It can bring in new fresh conversations, new things. But then what if you are just bringing in so let's say prime example, your reach can only go so far, because even if you get bigger and over time, there's only so much reach you can have for getting more guests. So maybe you kind of consistently start bringing in streamers and Twitch streamers and YouTubers. So you're kind of rotating around the same people. Now,
Yeah.
each one of them might do different content, but then eventually you might start rotating around the same content because that's how far your reach goes. So even if you may not intend to actually start going towards to start doing boring content, you might start bringing in the similar kind of feel, even though it's different faces, different pictures, different caricatures. It will end
But
up being kind of different.
hear me out, right? You're episode 23. Most of my episodes have been original guests. So what I want you to do after this episode, and everyone listening to the podcast as well, I want you to do a little bit of homework with Matt once this episode ends. I want you to go back, watch any of the episodes, whatever, just skim through them. You don't have to sit through the whole entire things if you don't want to. I'd appreciate it if you did. But I want you to just find a guest similar enough to Matt, to yourself, man. And I want you to tell me how close they are to you. Because I have done such a good job of making sure every guest is quite different. Because the thing is, I don't want to bring someone on that just feels bland. Because I can go on Twitch right now or on YouTube right now and go to a channel that just has 100 subscribers, or go to a Twitch streamer that just has 5 viewers in his channel that's just playing Minecraft or Overwatch or whatever. And they're doing... I could bring them on, or I can bring this other person with a similar amount of people, but they're playing a different game. I'm finding the diamonds in the rough, essentially. Everyone that I bring onto the podcast, I bring them on with a purpose, because I feel like they are special and there's no one like them. Obviously, there are people similar like you, and that's why there are those people want to watch your episode, because they're like, I like Matt. He's a fucking weeb. I can get behind that. I've had other weebs on the podcast, but I've never had anyone like Matt, like yourself, like Kadukun on the podcast.
I got you. Oh, yeah, I get you. Fair enough.
And that's what I mean by it makes it stressful. It makes it fucking stressful to find guests.
That makes it a little bit more stressful for sure. Yeah, because from what I've seen, each guest from what I've seen are been very different. Because I think you had like a VTuber, you had the recent guy who was also a Twitch streamer, and then you have myself, who you've known me personally, and so I can see why you can have like different aspects. So right now it's gonna be fresh and good. So yeah, so I can see why the gripe for the ones who kind of stick to the niche or so on. But I would say though that I wouldn't entirely give those people too much grief, or at least I wouldn't. I can see why the issue is, because there's a lot of podcasters right now who do a lot of similar, how should I say, I call them the Schulters in my mind, because there's Andrew Schultz and his Flagrant podcast, but a lot of them, there's a lot of people who kind of do like the variant, different, similar content. So there's like, I don't know their names because I can't remember their top podcasts on the top of my head, but I know the two dudes who do kind of like, I'm pretty sure you've seen the meme where the guy talks about like, what's your favorite Pop-Tart? I'm pretty sure you've seen that meme somewhere, either on Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, those two dudes. Like, I'm not saying they're necessarily bad, but they're a popular podcast now, and I don't know what they're talking about half the time. And then there's the same thing with, they're called Shits and Gigs, the UK podcast that
I've heard of.
Yeah, they're a cool podcast. They're funny dudes. They're cool funny dudes, but there's somebody else who's probably doing similar content elsewhere, who probably just not nearly as popular. And I call them the Schulters because they're kind of like branches of the same content, but some of them are a little bit more uniform and some of them are not so uniform. So the only reason the Schultz works is because he's a comedian and he has 3 other comedians, and they're just riffing the entire podcast. So, hey.
Find me another podcast like the Sodacast.
So far, I have not.
Exactly. This podcast is the #1 podcast on the Sodacast. Just remember that, my friend. We are the #1 podcast on the Sodacast.
I 100% agree. 100%.
Speaking of which, do you technically give yourself the title? Because I like to give everyone like their each own little individual title, if you think about it, right? I've never had anyone come onto the podcast that's already been on a podcast. So do you count your own podcast being on that? Because you've never been invited on a podcast.
No. So if you were to say I would call myself a podcaster, or like...
No, what I'm saying is like, everyone that's been on my podcast is like, I'd love to. I've never been on a podcast. That sounds fucking great. Have you ever been on outside of your own?
Yeah, so no, I have not. So outside of a podcast on my own, so I have not. So you are the first one to have that honor. So you were gracious. You've been granted that. I've only had my own podcast. I've never been on any other podcast. Because I'm not big enough, I guess, or whatever.
I mean, you're built like a silverback gorilla.
Well, not in that regard, not that big. Just physical in the social space, I'm not big enough.
Shit, man, it takes time. But that's my biggest gripe, and then I want to move on from it. But my biggest gripe with like other content creators that are small, that just do a podcast or whatever it is, I'll always be there to support. I love supporting smaller creators. But my issue is that, like I said, with like the small podcast, you'll do 10 episodes, 15 episodes, and then you'll die out. Reason being is because, not because they got bored of it, but because no one was watching them. And I sit and I'm like, yeah, of course, no one was watching you. First off, you didn't have a consistent schedule. And what makes this episode different from the last episode? What makes this video different from the last video? What are you doing differently? Like, so that's why, like, all right, cool. I don't have an issue with you having a niche topic, well, a niche topic for your whole, based around your whole entire podcast, or you bring on the same guest or whatever. I support that. I've brought on the same guest before. Like I will continue to do that. I will most likely end up bringing you back on. As I've always said, spoiler alert, but as I always say, once you've been invited onto the podcast, once we've done an episode, you're always welcome back onto the podcast. So it's kind of like, I don't have an issue with that. It just comes down to, all right, cool. I've been doing this for well over a year now. On YouTube, I only have 78 subscribers, at least as of the time of this recording. I'm fine with that. I'm still having fun, and I'm still trying to genuinely put out the best content, because to me, it's not about, of course, I care about getting views and getting likes and, getting more subscribers, but I really don't care enough where it's going to be like, I don't want to do the content. The only thing that would affect me from wanting that would want me to stop doing the podcast would be if my personal life gets too busy, which, I mean, it's already really fucking busy, but it wouldn't be because, I'm not getting thousands of views and I've been doing this for 3 months. Like, bro, what do you expect? You got to be original. You got to be creative. You got to have, if you put the effort behind it and you're having fun doing it, eventually, whether it's right now, whether it's 2 months from now, 5 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, some of the biggest content creators, they didn't pop off until years down the line. Like, I'm pretty sure Jacksepticeye was one of those people where he was going for a little bit until he was going off.
He was going for a little bit, and he got shouted out by PewDiePie randomly one day, and then that's when he popped. Beforehand, he had a few thousand, but then PewDiePie's like, hey, bro, here's a little bit of a layup, and then
here's a few mil.
And he started popping off. Here's a few mil. Here's a few couple thousand. Here's a few mil subscribers. Do what you got to do with that. That was
another perfect example, like Mr. Beast, right? Like Mr. Beast, what did he do back in the day, bro? Like, all right, for everyone that isn't aware of Mr. Beast, he's this big guy on YouTube that gives away a shit ton of money every single episode, or he spends a lot of money doing these crazy, stupid challenges. But before that, he was just having fun, where he would just do funny little skits with his friends. And he would
Call of Duty.
He was playing Call of Duty.
In the beginning, he was playing Call of Duty, Same thing with like PewDiePie. PewDiePie started playing Call of Duty, just recording random things, playing Call of Duty.
So it comes down to like, all right, cool. If you're consistent and you're still constantly doing it, like, I can't guarantee my podcast will be the same a year down the line compared to how it is. Go watch. I'm on episode 23. This is episode 23. Go watch episode 3 of the podcast. Let alone the audio difference, like the actual production quality. Listen to the difference in the topics of conversations. Obviously, I know we started out by talking a little bit about racism. I like to have a little fun on it, but that episode, you could definitely tell when listening to it, I still don't really know the direction that I want to take the podcast. And now I already know where I want the podcast to go. And that's why I said, all right, cool. I know and I plan a guest to come on with a purpose. Like, I wanted you to always come on. It was just a matter of when would be the right time. I originally thought episode 19, because I thought that you would be a good close end for funny enough, I'm actually going to be putting seasons every 10 episodes. So season 1 or episode 1 to episode 10 is season 1. Episode 11 to episode 20 is season 2 or season 1.
Episode 1? Yeah, I was going to say.
Is season 1? Okay. All right. Season. I'm starting off with season. Why can't I say season? Season 0 is going to be episode 1 to episode 10. Season 1 is going to be episode 11 to episode 20. Season 2 is going to be episode 21 to 30, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I just thought that would be cool. So, like, all right, I have an idea of how the podcast is going. Originally you were going to be on season 2 or season 1. I'm getting it fucking confused. You were originally going to be on season 1. Now you're here on season 2. Originally I said you're going to be 19. Obviously, no offense, by the way, I'm kind of glad that you got into the car accident, because now it makes it even more fitting, because although we made the joke earlier, right? Black History Month, I genuinely didn't fully intend for that. But I was like, you wanna? I feel like right now would be a good time to bring him on, because it would show a lot of character development from how I was back when we used to work together at a photography studio compared to now. Compared to how I am now.
That's true.
I am not even close to the same person I was, and neither are you.
No, not even a little bit. Because
You're still
back
built the
then,
same.
back then I want to say I was like a tad bit bigger, maybe a tad bit. I was either a tad bit bigger or a tad bit smaller. I don't know, because I went through fairly shifts from that point on.
You got
But
bigger.
I got bigger. Yeah, I bigger now. Now I'm bigger. But like the time frame. But yeah, at the photography studio, I was timid as hell. Like I was beyond
Yeah.
timid. I was
Well,
into
wait.
like I was,
Let's actually lead into that. So Matt, I remember how we met. I love how I need to say this. We're about to be an hour into the podcast. I remember how we met. Do you remember how we met?
I vaguely remember how we met, because I think we met. The only thing I can vaguely remember is that, okay, so I remember I applied, I got in, or whatever, and I think I worked, 1 or 2 days before I even met you. I don't know for sure. I don't know if I met you on the first day or on the second day or third day, but I know it was like within the first week that I met you. And I think it was because I was in the back, and I think you joined in. I think you had like the mid shift is like in the middle of the day, or is it in the morning? Were you there in the morning or in the evening?
I never worked the morning shifts. Someone else
So
did. I
yeah,
still remember their name. So funny enough, so as I told you, I like to do a lot of prep before every single episode. I went back. I actually still have access to the schedule. Hopefully no one from that photography studio knows, but I still have access to the schedule. I went back.
No, you don't.
I swear to God, bro, I do.
What?
I have it saved on my laptop. I'm not even kidding.
That's crazy.
I have access to the calendar.
You know what's funny? I still have their shirt. I still have their shirts.
Do you still wear it from time to time?
I see it in my drawer, and I'm like, I should put it on, but I don't fit it anymore. It's too small. So I was smaller back then. I remember now. I was smaller back then.
It's almost like I was aware. I'm well aware. I did the research. Oh my God! Wow! Holy shit! Sodacat does research on his guests. Oh my! Who would have known?
I didn't remember. It was me. I didn't remember.
Bro, from here on out, don't even worry about it. Every time you forget something, whether it's something personal about you or just general knowledge, don't try to Google it. Don't try to ask family. Just text me. Be like, hey, Mike.
What's my name again? What's my social security number again? I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, bro, it's that. Okay, thanks.
I'm waiting for the day where someone legitimately just asks me, yo, Mike, what's my social? I'm just waiting for the day where someone says, fuck, man, I wish I could remember my social security number. And I'm like, all right, give me a minute. I just pull it up. I fully am prepared for that day, bro. It's going to happen. And they're just going to look at me and go,
why?
They're just
Why do you have it?
How do you have that? Why? Huh? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. So what are you using it for? It's just for insurance.
Just for insurance, man. Don't even stress. But yeah, you actually didn't meet me till the third day.
Third day. Okay, I know it wasn't the first like few days, yeah. And but I don't even fully remember like what the interaction was, because I think you showed me. Oh, please remind me.
No. I want you to try to explain to everyone, then I'll correct you.
Because I only remember Melissa. I just remember Melissa. Is it Melissa? Is that her name? Was it Melissa? Yeah, it was Melissa.
Yes. Let's try to not give away too many names.
Oh yeah. Ignore I said that.
We'll just say
I'll call her MM.
We'll do MM.
M. We'll call her M. MM. I'll call her MM. I'll call her MM. But MM, I remember MM, and I remember I'll call him V, the dude with the hair. I remember him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I only met him like at the end of the week or like in the first day or something. But I think the interaction was MM sent me to the back to introduce us to me the back. They're like, okay, this is the back area. This is where we print the pictures, whatever. And you most of the time you'll be mostly the one back here, but because I think I had most of the morning, so I was there, and you're most likely gonna have somebody else come and join in with you either around like 9 or 10 or so, and then when your shift ends, somebody else will take your spot after you leave. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I believe you weren't there. I think at the first time, I think I was by myself. Then you joined in. And I feel like you asked me, it's like, why are you in my chair or something? I don't know if that was what you said. I was like, why are you in my chair? And I'm like, I didn't know we had assigned chairs.
I was
I'm
such an
sitting here
asshole back then.
because I feel like you said that, and I was just like, I'm already, and I'm timid, so I'm like, oh my bad, and I just switch seats, and I'm in this like awkward position trying to do my work, and I'm like, this guy, I'm like, we're probably not gonna like each other, but I think it's when I don't even remember what broke the ice. I think I was playing a game, or I think I was like mentioning something about Naruto or something, and then that was what happened. But I don't know for sure.
Nope.
No, was it
Nope.
dance? I think it was dance. Was it
So
dance?
what
Yeah.
happened was, I remember I came into work, and so the thing is, I used to box. So like at that time,
Mm,
I was trying to like handle my emotions, but I always felt like the tough guy. And I
mm.
remember I came in there, and I was like, "Who are you? What are you doing in my seat? Do you mean to be back
That's
here?"
right. That's right.
I I was like, "Can I help you? Like you're sitting down in my spot, bro." Like I knew that you were like the new guy, and like that was my form of like fucking with you, but I was like really harsh about it. I was like, "You're in my seat. Like what are
Because I
you
thought
doing
you were
back
being
here?"
dead ass. I thought you were being serious. I was like, oh, okay,
And then you got up and you actually changed seats, and I
okay,
was like,
yeah.
I, I was like, all right, yeah, cool, whatever. I guess I'll just take the fucking seat.
I was
I
like,
was,
okay, dude.
and thing is,
This is my third day, bro. Come on.
I saw you on your phone. I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be on your phone, bro.
Oh
If
yeah, yeah,
if
that's what you
MM
said.
comes back, if MM comes back here, bro, you're gonna get fired. I was like, what are you, the new
Yeah.
guy? Oh yeah, you are. I was so dry about it too, bro. I
This
was like,
this
yeah,
this dude thought he was like the main character for whatever reason. Just
I, w-
just just
I
just for
mean,
whatever reason.
there is a whole entire podcast based around me. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Kind of a big
But this is your
deal.
universe, though,
Yeah.
not the men. See, we're not talking about reality here, now.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't know who the main character of reality is, though.
People know
At
my real
least,
name.
like, we don't know. Maybe.
Uh,
Do they?
shit. My name is actually Ron Jeremy. I'm a porn star from the
Imagine,
1970s. But
imagine.
I only go ahead, and I don't, when I say porn star, I don't mean actual porn. I mean food porn. And when I say
Ah,
food porn, I'm talking about like putting my dick in like a McChicken, which funny enough actually popped off like back when I was in high school.
why a McChicken and not a Whopper?
Uh I mean, who the
Because
fuck
a
eats
Whopper is
Burger
bigger.
King?
I don't know. I don't know. McChicken. Are you saying the?
If funny enough,
Uh,
it was a black guy that fucked a McChicken back in high school.
where is this guy now?
His shit was long. I want to find him. I want to bring him on the podcast.
I don't know where this dude is. I need to understand why he did
You
this
are
and
the
why.
dude.
Is it me? I don't remember
Yeah.
doing it. Was I drugged again? I don't remember that, bro.
Again?
Again? I don't know. Maybe I was drugged before. I just don't remember. I'm asking because maybe you did
Shit.
it, somebody else did it. I don't know who. I've met a
Would
lot
I
of weird people.
would I roofie you? Mm,
Would you be successful at roofing me? That's the question.
successful? I mean,
Suc-
sucking? Definitely no.
Successful. Successful.
Bro, your grammar tonight ain't on point,
Oh,
bro.
I have a stuttering problem. My timid self likes to come back randomly to haunt me because it's because I know I can speak well. I understand that. But sometimes when words enter the mouth and I try to say it properly, for whatever reason, it just gets jumbled up because I'm like, oh, I'm trying to say success. But for whatever reason, the mouth wants to say success. And I don't know where that came from.
Your mouth likes to suck?
Maybe.
Huh. Interesting.
It just
That
depends
is
what
what
it's sucking, though. I don't know what I'm sucking.
I could see you sucking something.
Depends. What do you see me sucking? I don't
I
know.
I could see you sucking at what we talked about the first time we met, wrapping it back around. Look at that. Look how fucking smooth of a transition that
Nice,
was.
smooth
Oh,
transition.
smoother than my nuts dragging across your face. Just absolutely fucking
That's
smooth.
whoa. Across? Why is it not
Yeah,
diagonal, bro?
just fucking.
Disgraceful.
Honestly, yeah, that would be kind of disrespectful, man. If I just like,
Just across? Just
you know,
disrespectful, not the whole face. That's actually disrespectful.
if I'm gonna be honest, right? One of my biggest fears is
Mm.
actually kind of similar to that, right? Like I always imagine like I'm at a fancy restaurant, like a sit down restaurant with me and my girlfriend, and I imagine like, all right, cool. Like let's say we're sitting down at a table, right? Obviously, as you would do at a restaurant, right? And all of a
Naturally,
sudden,
naturally, yes.
as a man, I always like to face towards the door because I feel like if danger were to come in, I'd want to be able to see it so I could step up, right?
Nice.
But my biggest fear is like, well, what would happen if a naked man would come in and just like sprint at me, jump up in the air, like just high enough to slap me in the face with his dick or his nuts? If
Oh,
he
I'm killing
were
myself.
to, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like you
I'm
don't
killing
win. Like
myself.
even if
I
you
don't
beat the
win.
shit out of him, even if you kill him,
Even
you
if I
still
succeed in
lost.
winning, I have to die afterwards. I
You
have to
have to
die.
die.
There
You
is
have
no alive. There is
like
no
it.
I take care of our kids after. There is only okay, he got the ultimate disrespectful act out of the way. Now I can win this fight, sure, but if you think I'm living after the fight, you're dead wrong. That is just not happening. That I'm not having Schmeat smacked across my face and I'm supposed to live after. That's not
Keep in
happening.
mind,
No.
he jumped. It's not like he got you
Yeah,
down on
he
the
jumped.
ground and slapped you.
That means I was able to see him coming and he was able to jump. That means I did not have enough reaction time to understand that this man is butt ass naked running at me. Because keep in mind, if the door is like, let's say the door is like about 5 feet, that means I have about 5 seconds, a foot for each second to react. That means my reaction time is slower than 5 seconds. I kill myself. I do not deserve to live after that. There is no living after that. What do you mean? I'm doming myself in the middle of the restaurant, and I'm
As
going
you
to put a
should.
piece of, and I will put a piece of paper down in front of the waiter and say, "It's your fault. You let them in. I blame you.
No,
You're the reason I'm dead."
no. See, that's why you would have had to kill yourself because as a man, you have to understand if you can allow another man to jump like fucking 4 feet off the ground, slap you in the face with his dick, you automatically lose privileges of being an alpha male. Like anytime you
Oh yes,
like
you're
imagine
gone.
trying to go home later that night and like, all right, like
All
let's
right, baby, I won the
say
fight. Let's make another baby. Nah,
yeah, like you
I
can't
saw the
do that.
beginning. What do you
I
mean?
like imagine like if you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go to a car dealership. I'm gonna get us a car for a great deal. Watch me talk to the salesman. The salesman is gonna look at you and be like, weren't you that guy that got slapped in the face, with a dick? Guy had to jump, slap you with
There
it.
is no seriousness. I am, no matter how old I am, I could be 70 years old.
You're
And
done.
I just walk into the retirement home. I'm trying to apply to a retirement home. I can't take care of myself no more. It's like, ain't you the dude that got your face, dick slapped in your face? You know what? Do you have a gun that I can borrow that's loaded? Yes, sir. It's in the back seat. All right, cool. We out. I don't need the application anymore.
Just take care of yourself. Just get rid of it.
I'm about to take care of myself right now. You won't see me
Unalive
tomorrow.
yourself. Unalive it.
I'm alive.
But
Wild.
I remember, man. So like our first interaction after that, like I remember after a little bit, you were pretty quiet, and I was like, all right, I kind of feel bad for this guy, and I just see he's on his phone. I already taught him a little bit of what to do. Seems like he's like kind of chill. You were watching, if I'm not mistaken, like Smash Brothers videos.
I might have, yeah. Because
You were watching.
I
Good.
believe there was like I want to say parodies or like fan made stuff of like anime stuff where it's like casual fights or something. So yeah, it sounds on brand. Sounds on brand.
So I remember like we were talking back and forth about it. I was telling you like, oh, like Smash is cool. Like Little Mac is one of my favorite characters because I can go ahead and like he reminds me of boxing and shit. And then you're like, oh, that's cool. And then like I was like, oh yeah, I'm also like really into dance. Like I showed you my photos I actually took there. And you were like, oh shit, yeah, you used to fucking dance. I was like, yeah, look at me, bro. And then I introduced you to like my fucking like internet persona, which was extreme at the time. And you're like,
Extreme. That's what it was. I
oh my
remember
god,
that. Yeah.
you're like, this is so fucking cool. Were you actually like,
Yeah.
this is so cool, or were you in your head like, fuck this, this is
Well,
lame?
okay, no, that's not the case. Because at the time when I was doing the pop and locking and tutting dancing, I thought it was something very niche because I didn't realize that the dance community was very vast in the first place. So when I was watching the videos, like watching like fiction or nonstop or whatever, and I was practicing it myself, I was just like, oh man, ain't nobody else gonna be doing this shit. Why am I doing
Yeah,
this? But I did it because I'm like, whatever, it's fun, whatever. And when I did it at like I think the first time I was able to get some recognition was like, oh, I did it at the school and nobody else knew the dance. So they were like, oh, that's so sick, dude. Oh, and I'm like, dude, I'm not even doing complicated shit, but okay. And then to the point that people were asking me, like, bro, you need to show me how to do that dance, bro, please. And I'm like, okay, bro. And then when we went to the photography studio, I was like, okay, I probably won't run into another person to do that shit again. And then you showed me your videos, and I was like, oh shit, there's another person that does this stuff. Yes. So I was like, I was actually genuinely like excited because I was thinking, because at the time I was actually like considered like deeply thinking, I'm like, oh, I could do dance videos and shit. That'd be fun. You know, if I can't do
yeah,
it at school anymore because I graduated high school, let me do it, over like on the internet. Let me do some YouTube videos, fiction and stuff doing it. I might as well do it myself. Why not? And but I couldn't even, but that was before I left the place. Oh my gosh. Oh, my biggest blunder. Holy, I
they
can't
hated you.
believe it. Understandable. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. I would hate you too. I would hate myself. I hated myself for how I did it because at that time, oh my god, my anxiety was just through the fucking roof when I was that at that time. Like I just was so self-conscious, so anxious. I'm still self-conscious now, don't get me wrong. Like, but
Yeah,
like, and it was just bad. And so when I first like was experiencing my first job and I had to wake up on a Saturday morning and I didn't realize I overslept, I was like, and then I checked my phone and I see I got like two missed calls and I'm getting texts saying, yo, Matt, where you at? Your schedule started. You supposed to be here already. It's an hour. And I was like, oh shit. And just, I could now reasonably in the right mind would be to be like, my bad, I overslept, this is my bad, I'm on my way now, whatever you gotta do. That would in the main sense. Obviously at the right time, at that time I had no brain, I was panicking like a lunatic. I was just like, yo, I don't know what to do, I'm scared. So I decided to just quit on the spot. I quit. I threw over the text. I just sent the text to MM. Nah, I'm out. I quit. And like I was just like, why did I do that? I didn't need to do that. I could have still had a job. It was wasting. Why did I do that? I was like, no, that was not necessary. But I'm like, whatever. It's already too late. I already sent it. She's like, oh, come by and stop by and just get back the shirts. And I was too embarrassed. That's why I still have the shirts. So I was so extremely embarrassed for how I did it. I didn't want to step back in the building. So I just said, nah, they don't need the shirts. They got like 30 shirts back there. Nah, I'm keeping the shirts. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. And I was like, why did I do that? There was so many baddies there. Why did I do that to
Bro,
myself?
pause,
What do
pause.
you mean, bro? Or at
Bro,
least when I was there, I saw at least two baddies. So I was like, okay, cool. This could be nice. This could be a
you weren't
good
gonna pull
good
nothing.
cat, bro. One of them was
My,
already trying to get on me, bro. When I was training one of them was already trying to get on me, bro.
you want to hit us with light skin stare? Hit us with light skin stare.
I don't got the light skins there, bro.
I
It's
mean,
just,
you got the fade up right now, bro. Oh, there we go.
bro. This is I can't be looking dusty in 2024, bro, or at least not as dusty.
Yeah, not as
I don't
dusty.
not as dusty. I don't mind looking a little bit dusty. It's just can't always be crisp every single day. That's too expensive. That's way too expensive. Nah.
Yeah, I could definitely see like you got the line pushed back and all. Like I can
Just
see
a
that
little bit,
shit.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the hairline going back a little bit. It's fine. It's inevitable. Inevitable.
I
Accept
mean,
it.
shit looks clean though. I can't even lie. You got a big ass
Hey,
forehead,
man.
but shit looks clean.
Yeah, big ass forehead, dude. God damn. It was funny too. I was just like, damn, big ass forehead. Shit.
You were looking at yourself. You're like, why my shit so big?
I just realized it now. Like, damn, that shit kind of big. I haven't really noticed that before. But it's like, but nah, dude. Like, I was already one of them was already trying to like. I don't remember her name. She was a recent hire too, because I was supposed to train her, and I was training her, and I thought it was weird that she was just kind of a little bit, on my arm a little bit too much. I'm like, why are you on me, bro? Shit.
I just imagine you. You're just like, why you on me? And like you like fucking swing your arm, and she goes fucking flying.
Not even. Well, she was a little bit on the thicker side, so she wouldn't go flying.
I'm
Well,
trying to
let's see.
think of who you would be referring
I
to. I
sh-
really can't.
she there was a girl. I don't know if she was there for long, but there's a girl with glasses. All I know is that she was a dark skinned girl with glasses because one of the other girls was leaving. I don't remember if you remember this girl who she was. I guess you would call her like along the lines of a BBW, but she wasn't like big, like in terms of big of stomach. She was just very curvy, just really big, big titties, big booty.
Wait, 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 wait,
Oh,
wait, 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 wait. Are we talking about the same girl that wanted to be a police officer?
I believe so.
Because she
I
was there
believe
longer than us.
not her. No, not her. There was a girl. No, there was a girl there that I don't know if you ever encountered her, but there was another girl there, but she quit not too long after I started. She put her in the 2 weeks, I think. I want to say a week after I got in, or 2 weeks after I got in.
Oh my god, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, she was one of
Yeah,
the managers. Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. She had a
yeah,
boyfriend or
her.
a husband or some shit. Yeah, I remember. He would always pick her
Yeah,
up from work, and it was like this really buff black guy, like actually
black
like
dude.
buff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
that
That
hit me
girl.
like a
Yeah,
freight train right there. I was like, who you talking about? And then it hit me.
yeah, yeah. Because yeah, because she was leaving, and I think they were trying to hire someone to help move towards kind of filling in a position, not to be the manager. Because I know the other Latina girl who had tattoos,
Yeah,
she was a little bit skinnier, but she was had tattoos, and she got promoted, I think, to be her position,
yeah.
and or if she was already up as manager, but whatever the case might be. And then the new girl got hired to kind of assist her. So, but they were also like, oh, she was also going to help you guys in the back with the, presenting the pictures and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So they're like, Matt, just show her how to do that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I showed her how to, present the pictures, whatever. And this is when I was actually comfortable presenting the pictures now. And she was doing fine, but she was always trying to like be friendly with me. And I'm just like, I don't know how to react to this. I don't know if you're just trying to be nice or if you're trying to be something else. I can't recognize it. Back then, I could not read signs for shit. I can't read signs for shit now. That has not changed, not even a little bit. Now I could probably be like, okay, I could see something. It's a little bit there. Back then, I'd probably be like, I can't see shit. I'm blind. I'm blind. Because what's funny is because I think one time I came early. It is before like we had to open the store,
That's a
and
first.
yeah, and she showed up not too long after because I think we had the same shift, so we had to set up the store. So she was me and the new girl, and she was trying to like have conversations. She was kind of a little bit, she was a little bit, on my shoulder, a little bit on me, and I'm like, whatever, cool, whatever. She want to be next to me, whatever. But obviously, my dumbass was like the brains, like nigga, like she likes you, bro. She's trying to talk to you, bro. Obviously, awareness, nah, shit not happen. It's not gonna hit, not even a little bit. So even if I could hit, I was not gonna. It's not gonna happen because I would never seen it.
Even if you knew about it, brother, I still don't think you should have done it just because
I wouldn't have done it.
First off, integrity as a man, bro. She had a boyfriend or a husband or whatever. But second off, he would have beat the shit out of you, bro. He was
Okay, no,
built.
not her, not the chick. I'm saying the new girl that came to actually take her position. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
herself. I looked at her. I was like, but there's a boyfriend there. No, I know that as that good and well. Look, don't touch. Look, don't touch. I know that through to through. Not even a little bit. Even I try not to look. As soon as I find out, like, oh, boyfriend is there, up. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what that is. There's a nice drywall back there. That's what that was.
You're a fucking animal. You're a fucking animal, man. I remember, bro, there were so many good people, bro. There were so many good people. And I
I
guess
really
I could
wish I
say,
didn't leave, to be honest. Like, it
if
was a
I'm
nice
being
spot.
honest,
Yeah.
it wasn't though. Because thing is, brother, like, I look back at it fondly because it was really like my first real job. But also I was like, and someone said it best. I don't remember who it was, but they were like, bro, working here is like going back to high school. And it was like there was this
Yeah.
popular hierarchy and shit because it was like a local family owned place technically, but it was like
Oh
not
yeah, yeah.
really.
That's true. Yeah,
And I was like, bruh, what is this job, bro? Because like they were taking advantage of some good fucking people. Like they
yeah.
really were. I'm not gonna name names, but I just think that you got out before you got caught in it. Because the big
Ah,
issue that
okay.
people run into now with jobs or always run into is like once you start working a job and then you kind of fall out of love with it, or I mean, I fall in love with jobs because the thing is I'm a workaholic and I do really enjoy actually working. But like once you fall out of love with a job because the people there maybe aren't treating you right, or maybe the work isn't what you thought it was, it a lot of people get scared because they're like, okay, well, where
Mm.
else can I go? You know, how do I know if I'm going to make this money elsewhere? And it's like, yeah, don't quit your job, but like, feel free to start searching, bro. Like,
Started searching.
no,
Yeah,
like nothing is gonna stop you. Like, obviously, like even with your case in this situation, now we talked about the Matt from the past. Let's talk about the Matt in the
yeah.
present. So obviously, I'm not gonna say what you do for work unless you want to put that out there. Obviously, we don't have to name companies if you don't want to. I prefer not to
Yeah.
name my company, but I remember I formally invited you back onto. Okay, wait. Let's get to that really quick. Yeah, I originally invited you on for episode 19, and then your ass, of course, had to get into a fucking car accident. Uh,
Hey man, Florida drivers are garbage, bro. It happens. That's not my fault. I was rear-ended. I was never
yeah,
even. I was
yeah,
not.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
rear-ended all those times I got in a car accident.
yeah, yeah,
Homie
yeah, yeah.
was. I was driving all the way home, and homie for whatever reason wasn't paying attention that we are in literally peak rush hour traffic. We are not going anywhere. I go up, lights still greenish, so we can technically move, but we kind of just like inching. And for whatever reason, homie was just like he wasn't paying attention. He just hit me in the back, and I'm like, but why though?
Homie, what? Homie did what?
He hit me in the back. He hit me in
He
the
hit you
back.
from the back?
He hit me from the back, bro. Back
Damn,
shots, straight back shots. You hate
damn,
to see it. You hate to see it, bro. You hate to see
damn.
it. And what's funny, so there's the two times I got rear-ended twice. I got rear-ended once, and the first time it happened, it was such a like a random event because I was going to work and I was going on the ramp for I-95 going north, and the I don't know if you know how sometimes there's some ramps that have like the stoplight that at the
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the traffic is pretty backed up, it starts turning on. So this time traffic's backed up, so the light's on. So I stop when it's backed up, whatever. And I guess whoever was driving wasn't paying attention and didn't realize I like, oh fuck, this is not moving. Because you can I can hear like they try to hit the brakes but they were too late, so they rear-ended me pretty hard, like bang, right in the back. So
Ah.
like I'm pretty sure that was like some whiplash there. I'm pretty sure there was some whiplash there.
Did you go to the
But
doctor? Any herniated disc? Anything like that?
no herniated disc, fortunately. I think I got like max, like the worst was like a pinched nerve. So it's I still kind of feel like the effects of it once in a while, like in like my upper neck, mid back. But right now it's not too bad because it wasn't really pain, it was more nerve tingling because I would feel it like at the top of my head. Like you the best way to explain it is like having like a crab like walk on the top of your head, like in circles. So
I
it
don't know. That
felt
feels relaxing.
it, you would think so, but it's a lot more annoying than you would think, especially if it's like pointed legs and it's in your
Oh
head and it's
yeah,
walking
okay,
around
yeah.
and it moves
See, you
around.
had to say it like that, bro. You had to word it like that. You had to
Yeah,
say I had pointy
yeah.
legs. 'Cause I'm
I,
over here thinking like,
when,
oh,
when
that's
it first
fucking
happened,
relaxing.
it was yeah. When it first happened, it was at its worst version. So it was not just at the top of my head. It was like on my forehead. You would feel it on the side of my head. So you would think I would have a stroke because you would think like a stroke is happening, but that wasn't happening.
Yeah,
So when I went to the doctor, they were saying like, okay, we're not seeing anything wrong. You still have like good motion in your neck and stuff, so it's not necessarily that. So they did X-rays, they didn't see any problems, and I think the doctor said that I got a muscle spasm in my neck as well. So I was like, okay, you just go get some physical therapy and it should help like clear that up. So I did physical therapy, and fortunately, it's helped out. But I might have to go back for a little bit because this part of it was like maybe because my how my posture was at the time. Because when I was at the job, my posture was pretty bad, so I was kind of like hunched over a little bit more than usual. So I was a little bit like turtle shelling. And when the car accident happened, it kind of like pushed it into a spot where it wasn't supposed to go. So I was like, ah.
yeah, yeah.
So now it kind of messed that up a little bit. So I had like a lot of like weird tingling. I had to go to physical therapy for a little bit, but fortunately, it worked out. Worked out, but fucked my job. That's for sure.
Which I did try to help you out. I did try.
I
Mm-hmm.
do appreciate that for sure.
Uh huh. Uh
And
huh.
one thing, it was one of those things because one of the things is that with that job is that
With
it's
my
not that I
job.
yeah, with your job. It's like so I know like they called me and it sounds appealing or whatever, and it sounds actually very something I wouldn't mind doing. The issue is when they were saying like, oh, it's 24/7 calling, blah 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 blah, cold calling, stuff like that. The timing frame I have now, it wouldn't work as well in terms of like, because sometimes I have to help out with my parents and family with other stuff throughout the week. So I don't know like how exactly that would work out. I was I planned to I completely forgot. I didn't mean to because she was calling me. She was calling me and I felt really, really bad. But it's like I was getting other calls and emails from other places. So I was like zipping to different places.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna throw my resume there and just see what they say. But I was just like, but at the same time, I also got another call for another place and got a call from another place. And I was just like, okay, hold on. Let me see how this goes. Let me see where this goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I feel bad. But then also, sales hurts my feelings sometimes. like I
Fair.
like sales hurts my feelings. I'm not I have nothing against sales. I know I can do sales. I have done sales before and I'm not against doing it at all. It's just when they say it's something where it's like, oh, where they start trying to sell me like, oh, this is the entrepreneurial thing and whatever, whatever, whatever. I've
Yeah.
been in that position. I've been in the spot where they've told me that and they tried to sell me that and they sold that to me and I fell into it for a little bit. It kind of fucked me mentally for like a little bit. Um
It can be tough.
big it's tough, and it's not something that like I'm not saying I can't do. It's not like something I can't
Well,
push
it's just not
myself
made
in.
for everybody. Like,
It's
let's be
just not
honest.
made for
Like,
me. It's just not
not
made for
every
me.
job is meant for everybody. Like, I can't do customer service because the thing is, like,
Oh, I'd rather kill myself.
if you're a customer, right, and you call in heated, I'm not someone that's gonna be like, let me help you de-escalate the situation. I am known for having horrible customer service. You come to me with customer service, like you're heated, like, why did my price go up? What's going on? I'm gonna be like, I don't know. You just called me. I don't know who
Treat
you
me the
are.
exact
What's your
same
name,
way.
pal?
Bro, I did this. I did this to my boss one time. She actually called me into her office because of it. I was trying to help this customer. I was already staying late at the job as it is, and I was already like, I want to go home. I don't want to do this shit. Fuck you. But I already have some aspect of customer service in my job. I'm like, I have to do it, or they're gonna get
Yeah.
annoyed. So I had to send this email. And I've been helping this customer to solve this issue. I gave them the answer twice. They did not read the answer. Clearly, they did not try the answer. But for whatever reason, they decide to reply a third time and say, uh, oh, looky here again. Insert company name here, can't solve shit again. And I'm like, with you gonna cuss at me in these emails? I just forwarded it to my boss and I said, I do not want to deal with this person anymore. Exactly like that. And I sent it and I went home. I left. I was like, I'm not doing that. And then the next day she calls me into her office and she's like, oh, I don't understand what this email. And I'm like, you saw what I said, didn't you not?
Yeah.
I was like, that's what I said. I don't want to deal with this person anymore. And she's like, okay, let's speak. So I could see she wanted to trigger at me, and I was looking at her seriously. I'm not doing this. I'm like they cussing at me. I'm trying to help them out. I'm not doing that. I said, okay, let's just learn to de-escalate. She said, let's de-escalate the situation. Let's just give them the answer, whatever, move on. And I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. Unless you want to deal with it. She's like, no, it's fine. I'll just leave it to you. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Uh,
And fortunately, I was able to solve the problem. But I'm like, I knew she was like, you did not just email me this bullshit. And I'm like, I did, 100%.
you're a fucking animal.
No, it's not even that. Because here's the thing: before back then, I would never ever do that. I could just the idea of doing that like would make my stomach turn because I don't like pissing people off. Now I don't purposely try to piss people off. I'm not doing that. Like that's not the thing. It's more of
Buddy, you
like
came on this podcast and instantly we hop into race.
listen though. But that's okay. But obviously, I'm not trying to be racist. It's not racism. It's
You're
just
trying to trigger
it's fun.
people.
I'm trying to. I'm not trying to trigger people. No, not even a little bit.
By the way, just to clarify,
No.
I want everyone to understand that Kadukun here was trying to be racist. I was trying to
Oh,
stop him from the
100%. Yes.
racism. I was trying to
100%
stop him.
racism.
I was
Straight
doing my
racism.
part. I was saying no.
Straight racism.
No racism.
I sent in an application to the KKK in 2025. They are going to. We're going to see what they say. We're going to see if they take me in. Hopefully, they accept my application.
I think they will.
Hopefully. I hope. I didn't do that. It's funny because I just heard a story of some dude who actually was a kid at a high school, and he actively sent in an application to the KKK as a joke for his teacher. The teacher's like, "You're not going to send an application to the KKK," and he showed her his computer. He sent the application, and he was denied. And he
Ah,
was
damn.
he was like, damn it, try him again next year."
You see, that's to end on this note. That's the thing that like I love about comedy, right? I love when we can just personally turn anything into a joke. And I mean anything, because I understand that, like, obviously if we're talking all seriousness, right? Racism, not cool, right? We could all agree on that. Racism, in all seriousness, not cool. Don't beat up on a black guy. Don't beat up on a white guy. Don't beat up on anybody, right? But the thing is, the idea of it, of not just with black people, but just with everybody, right? Genuinely.
It's hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious. I think it personally, it is fucking funny. I think it has to be in right taste, but I think it could be fucking hilarious, and I am all for it.
It's literally one of my closest friends to this day. I know his real name, but we literally just call him Asian. Like when we're calling him, we just call him Asian. Hey,
And is he
Asian,
okay with
let's
that?
go. He's fine with it. And then he does the same thing. He is even when like we're on Discord calls, he like say if he wants to go away to do something, when he comes back, he says, "All right, I'm black." He's not saying I'm back. I'm black. So like it's in the prospect. It's in the communication. It's all in the intention. Well, we say it's all in the intention. If it's not in, if the intention is to be actually racist, that's fucked up. Now, if your
True.
intention is to be funny and you're at least somewhat good at it, then nobody cares. No one really gives a shit. There's so many skits now with like just a white dude just screaming the N-word at the top of his lungs, and it's the most funniest thing ever. To this day, I remember seeing this skit of like the dude who's like he's supposed to be like a what's it called, a self-defense instructor. He's like, okay, try and cause as much attention to yourself as possible, and then the white dude in like the dress, he's like in a jacket, and he just kept yelling, nah, nah, nah. Top of his lungs, full N-word, not N-A, not the A, not the A, full ER, hard R, full hard R. And you know what's funny? I saw in the comics, everyone is laughing. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's giggling. And of course, there's going to be one or two who's going to be like, this is racist. I'm like, no one cares. Literally, no one cares. Like, it's not going to do anything. Guess what? In reality, if he did this, would not be the result. He wouldn't just be existing, walking around, screaming that at the top of his lungs.
True.
He'd probably get drop kicked before he even says the first word. But
True.
yeah, but it's like in reality, in the aspects of a skit or a comedy, obviously he knows good and well. That's the intention of the skit. Happens.
Well, my friend. Well, my friend. Speaking about comedy, speaking about racism, we are officially an hour and 36 minutes into the podcast, which means we are coming near an end. Yes, I know it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it at all.
I have two questions. First question. Is there anything that you would like to talk about before we wrap up the podcast? Any subjects?
Any subjects?
Yes.
What we did bring in is like how we're talking about how we met and stuff. What we're talking about. How do you think that? Do you think compared to you now and compared to you back then, and how me now, even though it may not have spoken in those long time, what do you think is like the actual great difference that we've changed since then? Because I know I don't tell many, because we haven't spoken since then.
Yeah.
Or like haven't consistently spoken since then. So it's like I have stories of just within those span of years. But it's like,
well, I'm going to bring you back on if you're always down for it, and we'll get more
always
in depth
down.
about
I'm
that.
always down. I'm always down.
It's just I can't have these episodes be like fucking 5 hours long, you know?
Fair enough. I got you.
But I would definitely say there's a huge changing factor with you and I. Obviously, you know, you were talking about being more timid. You are just definitely a lot more talkative now in a good way. And you are just, you carry yourself differently. Like you carry yourself like you are you. You're proud of who you are. Whether that's you being the type of guy where you like to, you know, bite off cats' ears, or whether you're the type of guy, you know, where you like to go ahead and, you know, just bitch at your manager, you know, like it seems like regardless, like you are fully comfortable with who you are as a person.
Well, I'm getting to that, at least. It's still a work in progress.
It's always going to be, man. It's always going to be. That's the thing. When it comes to everybody and anybody, it's always going to be, you're never perfect. As I've always said on my podcast, like on earlier episodes, it's like, you're always going to be changing and you're always going to be evolving as a person. And it's like, kind of like how I told you earlier, right? The you now is not the you that you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, so on and so forth. So it's like, you just got to take one day at a time, and you just got to realize, wait a minute, I'm a different person compared to who I was yesterday. And I'm going to be a different version of me compared to who I am today.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Perfect.
What's your second question?
Now, funny enough, it's such a juxtaposition. I'm not sure if you know what that word is. It's such a juxtaposition because my second question I kind of implemented on the last episode. I asked, realistically, how much money would it take for you to suck a dick? I'm going to start off with a number. And I want you to truthfully answer, right? If I bring you $1,000 cash right now, Would you suck my dick?
No.
$1,000.
No.
$2,000.
No.
$5,000.
No.
That's a good amount of money right there.
It's a
5,000.
good amount. Not enough.
Not enough to suck my dick.
No.
Keep in mind, it's not just put it in your mouth, take it out, done. You gotta suck, make me come.
No.
You can spit it out, but you gotta make me nut.
No.
10,000.
Not enough. Not enough.
12,000.
Not enough.
You're telling me right now, if I came to you with $12,000,
Not enough.
you're telling me though, truly, you would say no. I'm not gonna take $12,000.
No. First, you saying I gotta go in there, like actually go through the act. No,
You don't gotta love it. You don't gotta love it, but you just gotta get it
I know
done.
I don't gotta love it. It's not enough.
20,000. You don't gotta tell anybody though. That's the thing. Like, you don't have to tell anybody. Nobody gotta see it.
I know. Nah, not enough. I'm talking about my principles. Nah.
$250,000 right now. 25,000.
25,000. Nah.
You're telling me I come with a full-on fucking suitcase, and you're saying no to 25,000.
Nah.
50,000.
I'll say no. 100%. 50,000. Nah.
At that point you're playing. I
I'm not
want you
playing.
to legitimately imagine this scenario.
Here's what I'm gonna.
You don't need $50,000 that badly.
Hold on now. So here's the thing. I know I need $50,000. However, you telling me I gotta go down there, even if nobody knows. I know I did it. That's the thing here. I gotta be at a point. If you're gonna give me some sense of money, I gotta be financially free, or at least got a mortgage worth of money. If I can get a decent house with the amount of money you're giving me, and nobody knows, I'll be like, okay, you gonna give me what? Like a couple 6-figure amounts of money, closer to the
Do you think that
million.
you're worth that amount? Do you think you're worth that amount?
If I'm worth that amount, no. But that's what you're gonna give me. No.
$100,000.
$100,000. Nah, not enough.
Not enough. So you're telling me, hold on, wait. No. I want you to close your eyes really quick. I want you to
No, I'm not
legitimately
closing my
close your
eyes.
eyes.
I'm not doing it.
Close your eyes, open your mouth.
I'm not doing it.
I want you to go ahead.
It.
I want you to imagine. I legitimately come to you.
I am telling you right now, I
Bezos.
will say no. 100% no. No. Not enough.
If you're telling me that your parents would be okay with you not sucking a dick for $100,000, you're gonna tell me you'd be okay with that.
My dad would rather kill himself.
For $250,000.
My dad will kill him. You're talking about a traditional Jamaican man. He will kill himself.
What about you? 250.
250? Not enough.
What's the bare minimum that you do it for? Bare minimum dollar amount.
Bare minimum? Bare minimum?
Yeah. I want a true bare minimum.
Bare minimum?
You wouldn't take $1 less. And you don't need $1 more. You'd like $1 more, but you don't need $1 more. Come on. You're thinking.
950K.
900. So you're telling me 949,000.
I need like a mortgage worth of bread. Tax-free bread. No, the government not gonna put their hand in my bread, not in my money. And you say, okay, all I gotta do is suck this.
I'm talking about cash. They bring it to you cash. So if they bring you 949,000, you're saying no.
No. I'm
Really?
gonna be like, for how long? For how long? They go like, it won't take long, like 5 minutes. 5 minutes?
Yeah.
950K. I gotta get my house or whatever. 950K. That's closer to $1 million. I would say $1 million, but I'm like, $1 million's almost not enough though. Now, in realistic sense, from my own values as a person, I would never do it for any amount of money because that's just how I'm just not doing it. I feel like I'll feel dirty. I'll feel gross. Like, sure, it'd be cool to have my house and everything, like for just this one act. But I'm like, I'm not trying to go to the shortcut route. Shortcuts.
There's a price on everything, my friend. There's a price
for
on
everything. There's a price for everything. Shortcuts are the devil, my boy. Well, you know this, bro. The shortcuts are the devil. So, in realistic, now if we were just talking about just in situational, if it's at least 900, at least 950K.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 1 million, but it's not easy to get 1 million. So I'll say 950K at least 950K.
Fair. Well, everyone, you heard it here. It takes this man 950K in order to suck a dick. So if you guys ever wanted your dick sucked that badly by Matt right here, by Kadukun, 950K. It could be yours.
And they're not gonna have it. They're not.
Them lips could be yours. That tongue could be yours.
No, they don't
Matt,
have it.
Thank you for coming on to the podcast, though. Let everyone know where they can find you.
I'm glad to be here. You can find me at my YouTube channel at Kadukun, Kadukun. I post YouTube videos on there. I post I'm trying to do production stuff, so I do rewrite videos. I do sometimes commentary-ish videos. I don't usually use my face on the channel. I use my little PNG character, but it's still the same content. I'm gonna have an Instagram there. I have an Instagram. You see my new YouTube videos announced there. It's gonna be the real Kadukun as well. And yeah, that's it. I think.
What about for now? Any other social media?
Right now it's just the YouTube and Instagram. At some point I do plan to do gaming for the YouTube, but I have not started that yet. I want to get consistent with the YouTube channel first before I do that. And I do plan to do the podcast again as well, but when I get consistent with those things, then we'll be set on that. But for now it's just Kadukun and the Instagram, and we'll work on that until we get some consistency there.
Perfect. My friend, you know how to end the tradition. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do my little closing out speech. Have you finished your soda?
I'm almost there because it's a big.
Let's see it.
It's like we're at the 50. We're at the 75. We're 75% done. 75%.
You know what you're gonna have to do is I do my little outro.
I gotta chug it down, bro.
Yep, get started, brother. All right, everyone. If you did truly enjoy, make sure you go ahead and check out my boy Matt here, or AKA that Kadukun. Remember, you can find him on youtube.com/the THE Kadukun, KADUKUN. I'm pretty sure I said that right. Matt, can I get a thumbs up if that's correct? That is correct. And also you can find him on Instagram once again at the Kadukun. That's KADUKUN. Matt, once again, thank you for coming on. We really do appreciate it. Guys, if you did enjoy, make sure you go ahead and drop a follow or drop a subscribe, or hey, leave a 5-star review if you're watching on Spotify, listen on Apple Music, wherever you get the podcast. You already know how this works. Refer it over to a friend. Click the referral link. Share the referral link. You'll get $50 off on something eventually at a certain point in time. But with that being said,
I love it.
With that being said, for now,
that would be amazing.
Everyone have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night. Stay safe. Peace.
Peace out.